prime example. The telephone ring, and it's an 800 number, and the kids answer the phone, and you see mommy, daddy's.
Yeah, I think another part of this too that we need to kind of like look at in terms of how we manage our finances, and it's something that we've talked about before in a different conversation, but I think it's also applicable here, and that is our models and templates, our family structures in terms of where we came from. Culturally, African Americans are, in terms of financial education, like you said, Pastor John, we are woefully inadequately educated as to what credit is, or even your credit score, or even how to manage finances. What is an investment? What is a stock? What is the bond? What is a CD? These are things that within the African American community that we are not freely educated on. And I'll even venture to say most minorities are not educated well when it comes to how to manage your finances. So if you get two people who are not educated well in regards to how to manage their finances, that marriage, in terms of the likelihood of success, it's also on a downward decline.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think the other thing too is, I think it's important that when it comes to finances within a marriage, that a degree of self-discipline is exercised. I think Minister Sidney Thurman was talking about the fact that sometimes, if something is not going right, we have a tendency to kind of like splurge because we're emotional spenders. We're compulsive when it comes to, spending money, and we want to make ourselves feel better. But somewhere along the line, somebody has got to take charge and be responsible for the entire household's financial welfare.
Pastor Adam mentioned something just right there for a second there as well. He mentioned this idea of being an emotional buyer, an emotional spender, and things like that. That's where phrases like retail therapy come from.
Right.
We've got whole phrasings now built around the idea that spending is a form of
therapy,
of therapy that will make me feel better, that will put me in a better state or a better condition. And that's just not true. And most of us who deal, I'm not in retail, I'm in distribution. However, most of us that deal in these things understand the psyche of people to a degree. This is why the candy is right up by the front, by the registers.
Exactly.
This is why the sweets are right there by the registers when you when you're leaving the grocery store, for the impulse buyer.
Right.
Right. Well, enough of that impulse buying affects the rest of your relationship, and now those poor habits are going to definitely have a negative effect on your actual marriage.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Minister Thurman?
I agree with that totally, and not just on your. It got such of a negative effect on marriage. Is that, according to marriage.com, the top 10 reasons it's right beyond infidelity. So it's number 2. And guess what's number 9 and number 10?
What's that?
It's abuse.
Wow.
So that's telling me that therapy, and this is marriage.com, if anybody want to go and research that. So that is so strange to me that people are willing to put up with emotional and verbal abuse before they are the mismanagement of funds in a marriage.
Right.
With it being number 2. And the other negative effect is that when children are in play. So now when children are in play, now they also see this too. They don't see those good habits. They don't see what it means to be able to budget. They don't see what it means to have a budget overall. So once they see, as Pastor Adam said, that impulse spending, they pick up these character traits as well. Our kids learn from us.
Yeah.
They watch us. So they know what it means. Let me give y'all guys a prime example. The telephone ring, and it's an 800 number, and the kids answer the phone, and you see mommy, daddy's. They learn those things because we're dodging bill collectors, and that becomes a negative effect on our kids. And unwarrantably, we don't even know it, but we're setting up our kids for failure as well with those bad decisions that we made.
Right.
Absolutely. And you get to see very plainly and very simply how improper financial management affects a marriage. Like you said, it's number 2 on the list.
Mhm.
You know, and it's just such a negative, deleterious effect on things. You know, when the money's not right. You know, we had songs about this, man. No romance without finance.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
believe the chorus to the song said, "Ain't nothing going on but the rent." You know, and so if we don't affect those things in a positive way, then it's obviously going to have a negative effect on the marriage. Hey guys, it's Pastor John here. Please, if you like this video that you just saw, hit that like button for us. Second thing I want to ask you to do is to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out videos once a day at about 5:30 p.m. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when a new video has been uploaded. And then the final thing to do, share this video, share this information. If you know somebody that has a need that it can be benefited by it, please put it out in circulation so that we can try to help as many people as possible. Thanks, and God bless.